Good morning to everybody. A very warm welcome to you on this Friday morning. My name is Matthew and I'm a member of the team at Onepoint Consulting. For those of you that are new here, we started this initiative a few months ago because many of us at Onepoint are regular meditators and been meditating for quite a while. And the thought came, especially with all the challenges people have been facing in recent times, the thought came to share our practice of meditation and have a series of sessions where we could share insights about meditation and the different aspects of meditation, and practically also give examples of how to do it and how to practice it in daily life. So today I am very happy to welcome John McConnel. John, if you could join us, that would be super. And today's topic, hi John, warm welcome. Today's topic John's going to be speaking on is goodbye to anger. So I think frustration and anger are things that we can all, well, speak for myself, all associate with. So it's a very good topic to explore. And John, a little bit about John. John's a speaker, a trainer, workshop facilitator, spiritual teacher and writer who lives in London. And he's actually worked as a prison governor, social worker, and also stress management trainer. And he's helped many depressed and stressed people in his life. And he says that includes himself. So he's a living example of, and I love this, he's a living example of just how when you focus on this stuff, how you can really transform yourself into something amazing. So I'm not trying to embarrass you, John, but he's actually been 30 years studying and teaching Raj Yoga meditation and has this very strong interest in the practical application of spiritual principles and insights in daily life. So I'll hand over to you, John. Looking forward to your session.
Good, thank you very much. So warm welcome to everybody. It's nice to be with you all. And yeah, so I thought we would just look at anger from various points of view and then do a few exercises which will help us to get rid of it. So anger is something, which is very prevalent in the world. We all have it to a greater or lesser extent. It varies in intensity, from mild irritation and frustration to boiling rage. And two extreme expressions of anger would be anger against yourself in the form of suicide. And unfortunately, in this country, about 8,000 people a year take their own life, of whom 3/4 are men. So men find it quite hard actually to sort of open up about their feelings and talk things through. And then the other ultimate expression of anger is war and violence. And we're seeing lots of examples of that in the world at the moment. So it can be very distressing, it's very demoralizing, it's very damaging, both to ourselves and to other people. And it has a huge impact on our health. So if we could actually eliminate it from our own life to begin with, because that's where it all starts, and then see it rippling out so that eventually we all become calm and peaceful. And when we're in that state of calm and peace, it's much easier to deal with everything and anything without getting upset, without getting hurt, without, being violent, either physically, mentally, or emotionally. So the first thing really is to consider whether it's at all possible to get rid of it. And if you believe you can say goodbye to it forever, or if you believe you can't, you're both right. Because our belief will actually govern the way that we think and the way that we behave. So I like to side on the side of it's possible to get rid of anger and completely. And so I see anger as an opportunity when it arises, whether at work or at home or anywhere. It's an opportunity to learn and grow. It's an opportunity to remind ourselves that we're not meant to be in a state of anger. Because I can guarantee nearly everybody, when they get angry, they feel bad about it afterwards. And this is a sign that really we're going against our conscience and we're going against our nature. And I believe that our original nature as spiritual beings in these physical bodies, our original nature is one of peace and love and happiness. That's how we're built. That's in the very structure of our DNA, spiritual DNA. So although we're seeing all these scenes of anger around us, it's a sign that we've disconnected from our true self. It's a sign that we've forgotten that we are beings of peace. So to prove that we are beings of peace by nature, we're going to do a series of little exercises and visualizations and meditation. And by the end of it, if you follow the suggestions which I will make, I can guarantee you will feel much better. And then that will remind you that this is our normal natural state, to be calm and peaceful. Okay, so let's start off with some slow, deep, gentle breathing, because this is essential for anything. If you want to cope with anything in your life, it's important to calm down. It's important to release endorphins, make you feel good. It's important to take control of your mind and your body. And obviously some of you will be aware of mindfulness, which really is all about that, taking control of the mind and the body by focusing on the breath and forgetting about everything else. So we're just going to do that for a few moments to begin with. So it's called diaphragm breathing. So if you'd like to breathe in through your nose, then fill your lungs from the bottom to the top. So not just the top bit, but the whole of the lungs. Then hold the breath for the count of 3. And then slowly release the breath through the mouth. So we're breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as you breathe out, just say to yourself quietly in your mind, relax. So with each breath out, you're becoming more and more relaxed. And now just imagine as you're becoming more and more relaxed that your whole of your body is becoming relaxed, not just your mind, but your body. So just feel your head to be very relaxed, your eyes, your tongue, your jaw muscles. And then visualize waves of relaxation passing from here down through your neck, relaxing all the muscles in your throat, down across the shoulders, releasing all the stress and the tension which we often hold in our shoulders, so they become light and free. And then see this relaxing energy. You can see it as a glowing light, if you like, a golden light. See it going down your arms and your hands to your fingertips. Relaxing your hands, relaxing your arms. And then imagine that same lovely energy passing down through the trunk of your body, relaxing your spine and your back, relaxing all your internal organs, your heart, your lungs, and your intestines and everything else that's inside the body. And then see and feel this energy going down your legs to the tips of your toes. So your whole body is feeling relaxed. You may notice your hands getting warmer, because when we're relaxed and the muscles are relaxed and then the veins and the arteries are relaxed and the blood can flow easily from all parts of your body without getting blocked, without getting stopped by the tension which we're carrying in the body. So this is how we're meant to be. This is why I believe it's possible to say goodbye to anger. Because when we take away all the worry, all the stress, all the pressure, we return to this state of peace. This is why lots of people are away on holiday at the moment, so they can get away from it all and relax in nature, relax by the sea, relax with a drink. We all want to be relaxed because that is part of our nature. And when we're relaxed like this, it's much harder to get angry, because we're feeling okay with ourselves, we're feeling at peace with ourselves. Those of you who have children will, I'm sure, have noticed that, you know, some mornings when you're in a good mood and the kids come and jump on the bed and say good morning, you respond with love and fun and everyone has a good time. And then when you're on the grumpy or worried side, you know, you're much more likely to snap or shout or say, go away, leave me alone. So we know how we want to be. So you'd just like to turn your attention inwards and see yourself as a peaceful being, and remind yourself through the words, I am peace. So Raja Yoga meditation is based on the understanding that each of us is a peaceful being. Each of us is a soul in a physical body. And it's the soul which controls everything. It's the soul which controls the body. It's the soul which makes decisions. It's the soul which listens. It's the soul which explains and talks and communicates and relates to others through the body. And there's two words which we often use in Raj Yoga to summarize all of this. It's Om, I am a soul, and Shanti, peace. So Om Shanti, I am a peaceful soul. So this is a very useful mantra to use. So a mantra is, if you like, a sacred expression which people use. And often it's associated with India, but it doesn't have to be. Lots of other people have similar sorts of affirmations, if you like, which help them in moments of stress or frustration or potential anger. So just say Om Shanti to yourself. Say it with feeling. Om. Shanti. Just feel the peace that comes from saying that. Again, it's quite helpful to see yourself as a little dot or point of light in the center of the forehead. So we have an illustration here which you can look at, which will come on the screen in a moment. Yeah, so that's a little point of light. And as you can see, it radiates outwards. And what does it radiate out? It radiates out energy. And when we're in a state of peace, our energy levels or our vibrations are at a much higher frequency. So when I'm in a state of Om Shanti, then that little point of light, which represents the soul, if you like, starts emitting powerful vibrations, which not only calm down the body, but they also go out into the room and beyond. They help to create an atmosphere, a peaceful atmosphere. And again, we're very sensitive to atmospheres. And, I'm sure, you've gone into a room where someone's just had an argument, and you might say something like you could cut the atmosphere with a knife. Because anger is a very low level energy, a very low vibration. And when we're in a state of anger, we send out that negative vibration, which fills the space around us and actually affects the people around us. Because whether we realize this or not, each of us is a soul and each of us is vibrating energy. So at work, if you want to get on really well at work, it's much better to be in a state of peace, because that leads to harmony, that leads to cooperation, that leads to better decisions. It leads to solutions being found to things. Because we respond rather than react. Because when we react, we're no different from an animal. Like a dog seeing a cat and chasing it across the road and not noticing the traffic and getting killed. So, especially at this time, both at work and at home and everywhere else really, the more we can stay in peace, the more we can stay positive, the more we can respond rather than react, our lives will be better, and so will the lives of everyone around us. So just visualize yourself in a bubble of peace, and you're the master in control, and you have a shield around you, and nothing negative can penetrate this shield. So in this state of awareness, I'd like you to imagine on the screen of your mind somebody that you don't get on very well with, somebody who leads to you feeling angry. See that person in front of you, let them come before you. Notice how you would have reacted in the past. Maybe they would have shouted at you, maybe they've been rude or whatever. And just notice how you normally would deal with that situation, with that person. So like a little movie. This is the before movie. Shouting at them, slamming the door, walking away. giving them a piece of your mind. Notice how that makes you feel inside. Tense and anxious, palpitations, maybe shortness of breath, all sorts of things happen when we deal with people or situations like that. Okay, so now replay the scene, see that person in front of you, and now do it with you as a being of peace. Seeing them as a being of peace, who may be gone off track, who has forgotten who they are. Just see how you can deal with the situation differently. With acceptance, with understanding, with calmness, with good wishes. Because we understand that, you know, anger is a sign of pain. That person is unhappy. We don't want to pour petrol on the fire and make the fire burn even higher, so we cool it down, we calm it. So just imagine that person being calmed down by your calmness. And then visualize having a conversation between two equals, where you express your feelings, but in a way that's not accusing or judging or blaming the other person. And see yourselves coming to a mutual understanding of the situation, and through that becoming friends. Notice how much better you feel inside. Happier, more open, and actually pleased with yourself for dealing with things differently, in a better way. And now visualize yourself being in this state in all situations. At home with your partner maybe, or with your family. At work with everyone else. The grumpy boss. Work colleagues who are withdrawn or stressed out. And then even driving your car back home through traffic jams or whatever, always staying in this state of peace. With no expectations of anybody. Just accepting everything as it is, like a scene in a play. It's meant to be this way. Nobody is to blame. It is what it is. So our vision changes, our understanding changes, our attitude changes, our relationships change. But there's one other key factor which is essential, and that is to get rid of any anger we're carrying inside from the past. Because if there's anything there, then anybody can come along and press our buttons, and before we know it, we're erupting all over the place, like a volcano. So, to get rid of all of that, I'd like you to visualize yourself again in a state of peace and calm. And have the positive intention of getting rid of all this rubbish you're carrying inside. So again, on the screen of your mind, see a big container in which you're going to pour all your resentment, your bitterness, your anger, and all those things from the past which weigh you down and stop you from being peaceful. So you can give all this rubbish, if you like, a color and a shape. And then imagine it all coming up before you and then going into the big container, or the small one, depending on how much there is to get rid of. So we're not holding on to anything, we're just letting it come up and go. So imagine everything from the past, all those feelings we've been holding on to, are all leaving now, going into the container. And when the container is full, and it will expand to hold whatever you need to put in it. When it's full, put a lid on the container, tighten it up so it can never come off. And then visualize pushing this container with love into a big furnace. And watch the whole thing burn away, never to return. Just notice how much lighter and brighter you feel, having got rid of all this stuff from the past that's been holding you back and maybe even making you ill and bad-tempered. Okay, so now just bring yourself back into the present. Bring yourself into the awareness of the room where you are. Look around you. Smile. Give yourself a pat on the back for having given yourself this time and attention to get rid of your anger. So I need to finish now. So goodbye to anger and goodbye to you, and thank you for watching.
Great. Thank you so much, John. That was a packed session. So many really amazing practical insights and practical methods there. So thank you so much for that. I actually wanted to mention, and not through your suggestion, but I wanted to mention a book as well that John has recently released, and I feel safe recommending this because all the profits from this book will go to charity. It's called Breaking Through the Darkness, How to Defeat Depression, Anxiety and Stress. And there's a website, breakingthroughthedarkness.com, which has got lots of free resources. And I know from starting to read it myself and the reviews that a lot of people are benefiting from this. And I think it's great to share resources like this. So it's the website, as I say, breakingthroughthedarkness.com. So once again, thank you very much, John, for joining us today and showing us how to say adios, goodbye to anger. And
well, thanks for asking me. I've enjoyed it. Yeah.
Good. Well, that's great. Good. And thanks to everybody else for joining us today. As those who've been here before will know, the recording will be available on YouTube afterwards if you want to review. Again, it was such a rich session, so you may want to listen again to some of the methods that John went through so that you can practice them yourself. And please do share these Oneness sessions with your friends, family and colleagues, of course. There's a survey link posted on there. It's always really good to hear your feedback, so very, very welcome to send that, and a link to the Oneness webpage where you can subscribe on your calendar to future events. So wishing everybody a really great day, great weekend. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to John again, and we'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye.